welcome to the Nutrition and Weight Management DVD. My name's Nadia and I'm here today with our sports dietitian Lauren. When you're working as a personal trainer, clients will regularly ask you for nutritional advice on how to lose weight. So it's really important to have an understanding of nutritional concepts to make sure that you're giving your client the right advice. During this presentation, Lauren will revise some of the macronutrients and together we'll examine some of the reasons why your clients might be overweight. We'll look at giving you some practical information you can pass on to your clients to help make them make healthier choices about food. One thing to remember though is that as a personal trainer, you're only able to provide general advice to your client on nutrition and weight loss. You're not actually able to write a formal diet plan. So many trainers don't abide by this rule and write complex diet plans for their clients. Just remember, if your client has specialised needs, then refer them off to a dietitian. So Lauren, just before we get stuck into talking about nutrition and weight loss, can you remind us of some of the main macronutrients that we need to look at day to day for a healthy diet?
Sure. There are three essential macronutrients: fat, protein and carbohydrate. Carbs are an effective source of energy, particularly when we exercise at high intensities, and some examples of carbohydrate-rich foods are on the screen now. In the past, carbohydrates were often classified as simple or complex, whereas these days we tend to classify carbohydrate according to the glycemic index. This glycemic index ranks carbohydrate-rich foods based on their immediate effects on blood glucose or blood sugar levels. Carbohydrates that break down quickly during digestion are called high GI, and their blood sugar response is fast. In contrast, carbohydrates that break down slowly, releasing glucose gradually into the bloodstream, are called low GI. The GI of a food can be influenced by heaps of factors, such as method of cooking or whether it is whole grain or whole meal. For the majority of clients, we recommend they regularly consume a good balance of carbohydrates from a variety of low GI food sources, such as whole grain cereals, rice, pasta, fruit and veggies. Let's take a look at some of the foods that are high in protein. Contrary to popular belief, protein is rarely used as an energy source. Its main role is used as a vital component of many cells within the body and is used in many other body processes. It's needed in larger amounts during times of growth. It's a good idea to read over your manual and remind yourself of the different types of protein, complete and incomplete proteins. The recommended daily intake of protein for an adult is 0.75 to 1 gram per kilo per day. Most Australians are not at risk of protein deficiency as they have good access to foods containing protein. Just like any macronutrient, if we consume too much, it will be stored as fat.
Alright Lauren, let's talk about fat, the evil macronutrient. Fat often gets quite a bad rap, doesn't it, in the fitness industry? So how important is fat in our diets?
Fat is really important and it is often considered a dirty word, but quite simply, we can't live without it. Fat is used in the body to provide energy, insulate against heat and cold, and protect our organs and to form cell membranes. However, too much fat and the wrong types of fat increase the risk of diseases such as heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and some cancers. There are 5 major types of fat: cholesterol, triglycerides, saturated fat, polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats. We want to aim to increase our intake of monounsaturated fat and decrease our saturated fat. Saturated fats are mainly found in animal products, such as the white part of this meat. Saturated fat directly increases our bad cholesterol levels and leads to an increased risk of heart disease. Nadia, I just want to show you how much fat is in some of the common foods that we eat. So you can see here we have cubes of butter. Each one of these is a teaspoon of fat. So in something like a large fries, 5 teaspoons of fat.
Wow.
And in a Big Mac, much the same. But it also depends on the type of cooking. So we have fried chicken as opposed to a chicken thigh. There's far more fat in the fried chicken. Now you need to remember that females need about 8 cubes of fat, or 8 teaspoons per day. Males about 12. So that quickly adds up.
Wow, so that's almost, your whole half a daily fat intake in that one thing of large fries.
Yep, and then add the Big Mac and we're over.
We're done. Okay.
You can also see that different types of meat, how much marbling and the fat on the outside of the meat significantly increases the amount of fat. So we do need to go for more lean cuts of meat.
Okay, so this is actually a really good way to show our clients visually how much fat is in some common foods, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great way. I often use that with my clients.
Excellent.